Hi, welcome back today. It's I think it's day 4. We are going to be going over the fourth Love Kindler, which is the need for financial commitment. And so I wanted to just take a quick moment and welcome you back. Thank you for continuing with me on the journey of learning more about Love Kindlers and what they are and how you can use Love Kindlers to save your marriage after an affair. So to recap briefly, I would like to suggest that if you really want to learn about our basic concepts and a little bit of an introduction of who we are and our new program, I would suggest that you go to our very first video blog, which is the Intro and Basic Concepts, where I do go into some depth about these things. But I wanted to just summarize on each one a little bit so we can kind of move forward today. First, I'd like to summarize and say that we believe that love is a decision and it's not a feeling. So in the U.S. here now, we think that love is, oh, I feel fluttery, sweaty palms, thinking about them all the time. People think it's a feeling. I've never felt like this before for anybody. And in real life, it is a conscious choice to act in a loving way towards someone. And usually, the more you get to know them, the harder that can be. But love is also an initiated action. That is to say, you don't just sit around having fluffy, muffy feelings. You actually get up and do something about it. So when you have feelings of passion and interest, and these are the fire. We think of love as a campfire, if you will. And there are actions that you can take which will put the damper on the fire. Those would be love extinguishers. There are actions you could do which will feed the fire, make it hotter, make it blaze stronger. Those would be love kindlers. And so as I mentioned, we're going over the Love Kindlers this week. When we first meet each other, usually people will try to put their best face forward, if you will. They're going to dress up a little bit. They're going to smell good. They're going to brush teeth and everything, right? Going to go do some fun things. Can't wait to be together. Spend a lot of time together talking and getting to know each other. Those things are all kindlers, and those are some of the things we're going over this week. And so there are no extinguishers. The only time you see each other, it's kindler, kindler, kindler. And this is why when you first meet the person that you love, it seems so very natural to fall in love. You think they just naturally meet my needs. But really what's going on is you're getting kindler, 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 kindler added to your fire, and there's no extinguishers. Nothing's putting it out. So it builds. It builds fast, and pretty soon you guys fall in love and you get married. In the first year of marriage, sometimes it's when the first extinguishers are introduced. This is the toilet paper hanging the wrong way, the toothpaste squeezed in the middle, he loads the dishwasher the wrong way, comes home late from work, whatever, those little things that drive you nuts a little bit. That's the first kindlers introduced. And what happens is, usually people think of it, it's just a little kindler. But think of a bucket that has a hole in it. Drop by drop, it eventually adds a whole bucket of water to the fire. So those little extinguishers can really put a damper on love, and sometimes that is what puts it out. No matter how many you put on a kindler, then you do an extinguisher, you take it right off. So it never grows. This week, we are talking about the Love Kindlers. We use the word commitment in our Love Kindlers because when you are doing a Love Kindler, you are honoring the commitment that you made when you got married. So we do add that term on there, commitment. So today, we are talking about, first one we spoke about, emotional commitment, which is meeting your spouse's need to be loved, respected, appreciated, trusted, the emotional side of being married. we talked about number 2, which is the spiritual commitment, which is being committed to your spouse's spiritual growth. Yesterday, really fun one. It was kind of long. We spoke about physical commitment, which is meeting your spouse's needs for regular non-physical touch, meeting your spouse's need for a fulfilling sex life that is mutually enjoyable for both of you, and then also meeting your spouse's need to be physically attracted to you. Mentioning again that, here in the U.S. we are obsessed with sex, but everybody, and with looks and with how, aging and that kind of thing. I'm not saying you have to have sex against your will, but rather more like on the occasion, dress up a little, comb your hair, wear something attractive that does accentuate where you are right now. You may not be perfect, and I bet you money your spouse is okay with that, but they would like to see you in an outfit that does accentuate what positive attributes you do have. So, look a little bit nice. Today, we're going to be talking about financial commitment, which would be meeting your spouse's monetary needs. Now, one of the most common arguments, so to speak, that I hear is when the lady will say, "Oh, he only married me for my body." And the guy will say, "Oh, she only married me for my wallet." Well, guess what? In a way, both are true, because when you do little tests and surveys and things, often men are attracted to a lady, and it's physical because they're visual people, right? And it's not always the case. Sometimes there's women, so don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, this is a fairly typical thing with fellas, that they would be attracted to a lady because of how she looks at the beginning. And then they get to know her better, and there's like dual attraction, both what he knows of you and how you look. Well, it's similar for the ladies. In real life, the ladies, when they say, "Oh, she only married me for my wallet," well, in real life, one of the things that women do often crave is the reassurance of knowing that if she really commits to you, that you'll be able to take care of her. That's not saying that she's unwilling to work or that she's unwilling to put in her part, but rather there's a certain reassurance that I'm going to be able to have a lifestyle that I enjoy, and that will be taking care of both myself, any children we have, and our future. So rather than fight the truth, I say, let's acknowledge it in real life. And again, it's not always just ladies. Sometimes the lady's the one who's a real career go-getter, and the fella is the one who is more family-oriented, okay? But usually, one or the other of the spouses has some desire to have that financial reassurance. Hey, I'm going to be a little bit taken care of. So let's address that today, okay? When we get married, we're forming a new family environment. So when you marry a person, you do make the commitment to them that you will be spending the rest of your life learning about them and serving them, meeting their needs. So one of the things that is vital to discuss as a couple before you get married is what sort of lifestyle and what sort of financially does your potential spouse expect? What are you looking for? So, I'll be honest with you, some people they're looking for quite the high roller, and they expect to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and do nothing. But if you know that that's ahead of time and you're willing to provide that, you guys might be a great match. Other people, they want to, I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. If you're perfectly capable of taking care of yourself, maybe we could combine forces and do okay. And the need for financial commitment may not be as great. So you want to talk about that ahead of time and find out, share with each other what your expectation is. Sometimes also you'll get someone who is used to living, like maybe they grew up this way, sort of the more wealthy manner. Brand new cars are 1 or 2 years old, brand new house, brand new furniture all the time. And then the other person, the other spouse, will be used to living, a little lower income lifestyle where they go to shop at Goodwill. So those are people, it's not necessarily a clash, but they may view money differently. And so you need to discuss that with each other. If now you're in a situation where you're having fights with your spouse because of money, probably somewhere in there, there's just differences in the way that you view money and finances. Sometimes also there's personality differences because some personalities are very generous, and if they have money, they'll spend it, either on themselves or others. And other people are big savers. So it's important. When we talk about financial commitment, though, again, we are nouthetic Christian counselors, so we take the view of the Bible. And so what I wanted to do is to just quote to you two areas where the Bible does discuss working and financial commitment. The first one I wanted to point out or discuss with you was for 2 Thessalonians 3, and this is verses 10 through 12. And what that says, for even when we were with you, we would give you this command. If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. For we hear that some among you walk in idleness, not busy at work, but busybodies. Now, such people we command and encourage in the Lord Jesus Christ to do their work quietly and to earn their own living. I would say it's fairly clear there that the Apostle Paul is telling us that we should live within our means, that we should earn what we spend, and be able to pay our monthly bills. So right there, one of the financial commitments we make to our spouse is that we will provide financially for any family that we have and be able to pay our monthly bills. We're going to live within a budget, not refusing to be employed, not continuing in idleness, as he says, not being busybodies where all you do is talk but you don't do any work. So you need to contribute to your family income. Everybody can contribute in different ways. When the stay-at-home mom, she may not earn money, but guess what? The guy who goes to work would not be able to dedicate his mind and his time to the work if he had the child rearing and the household chores to do. The reason he's free to go to work is because the wife drives the kids to everything and takes care of the whole entire house. So everybody contributes in different ways, but that the commitment part is that you are not going to just let somebody else, lay back and let somebody else take care of you when you're capable of getting up and doing it yourself. Also, I think involved in that, although it doesn't specifically say it in the verse, is that you're not negatively contributing, such as, adding more debt, spending above what you're able, putting your family into bankruptcy. So I think, we've got a little bit of, we're looking on this side on the positive thing, which is contribute financially, provide for your family's future, further stability. The second verse I wanted to bring up is Proverbs 31. This is a pretty well-known verse about a wife of noble character, right? And what I wanted to point out to you, I'll read through it for you, the particular verses, but this lady is not somebody who goes to attend little, prayer meetings and crochets and, like that, and she sits at home and reads. No, she's working. And listen to this woman. I need to tell you. Okay, so here I'm reading. It's Proverbs 31. I'm going to start with, verse 10. It is the classic beginning. A wife of noble character who can find. She is worth far more than rubies. But now I'm going to skip right down to 12, which is the beginning of her work ethic. It's verse 13. I just wanted to be clear. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. So she shops for budgets. She gets up late as it's still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. So see, she doesn't provide just for her family, but even outside of her family, she's preparing meals for them. She considers a field and she buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Guess what? She's not just contributing, she's multiplying her family's finances. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for tasks. Oh, does this sound like you? Are you out there vigorously working? See, she sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand, she holds the distaff, and she grasps the spindle with her fingers. So this is in referring to like when you're doing a treadle. There's she's weaving her own yarn, and then with the yarn, she's making her own clothing with it. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hand to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She's clothed in fine linen and purple. And her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. Part of the reason he's respected is because he has a wife like that, that is so vigorously working. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and conclude for the evening with just mentioning that financial commitment, meeting your spouse's monetary needs. If you are not at this time, feel like you're not meeting this need, I would encourage you to go ahead and start meeting it. I realize right now the economy is really, really hard. So I understand that you cannot just go out and make a job out of thin air. But I would encourage you, rather than sitting in idleness and being a busybody, to go ahead and continue to make resumes. If you can't get a regular job, do little side jobs like mowing the lawns or whatever you can do so that you're at least busy. And then when you are at home, go ahead and do the house chores. Plan for your future together. Live in the budget. If you're not earning the money, then guess what? Just tighten the belt. You can do it. I would encourage, if you have any questions about finances, you can always make a comment on the YouTube channel, in the blog, or email me. And just thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we're going to be going over family commitment. This is committing to having time with your family and how to be a family-oriented person. So we'll see you tomorrow, and thanks so much. I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.